On my very recent video, I made some statements. I gave some numbers, about the business situation in Finland, and I said those statistics were according to Statistics Finland 2024. I saw someone, making a presentation, someone from retired Finland, and I was so much intrigued by her presentation. In that recent video, I only gave you the numbers and then I said, please tell me, what do you think? What comes to your mind when you hear about these numbers? I didn't want to comment so that I can hear first from you. And today, I would like to break down a little bit over what I think these numbers should mean. So first of all, before I tell you what is in my mind, I would love first to retell the numbers as I told you on the recent video. And remember that these numbers are according to Statistics Finland 2024. And even if you go to Statistics Finland's website and check, you'll come to realize that the numbers that are supposed to represent 2025 are not yet published. Yeah, so most of the latest information you'll find on Statistics Finland is according to 2024. This is the latest information you'll find on the website, according to what I saw from the website. Yeah, so that's why I use these numbers also to, build my argument. So by 2024, Finland had a total of companies which was 600,000 and 7,659, which included agriculture, forestry, and fisheries. And 96% of all companies have fewer than 10 employees. 96% of all companies in Finland have employees less than 10. 0.1% of all Finnish companies are large enterprises. 0.1 of all companies in Finland are large enterprises, which leaves the remaining percentage, which is 99.9%, only to small and medium enterprises. It continues. Single person businesses account for 72% of business owners. So of all business owners, 72% of them is just a single person running a single business. You understand what I'm saying? Just a single person running his business. And there was another detail here which said women account for 30% of business owners. And also there was another number which indicated that 1,900,000 and 8,000 people work in Finnish businesses. And I mentioned that this number indicates that majority of people who are employed in Finland are employed by Finnish businesses rather than the state. I think the state has hired, it should be about 300,000 people in total. Yes, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we have majority of people hired by Finnish business, and this shows the contribution that private sector has in Finland when it comes to employment situation. What do these numbers tell us? Now, before I tell you, let me take this also opportunity to tell you the difference between different stages of a business. So there's a stage where business can be, categorized as micro, but also another stage where it can be categorized as a small, but also there is another stage it can be categorized as a medium-sized, and of course the other one which your business can be categorized as the large enterprise or large business. So according to Erasmus for Young Entrepreneurs website, I will attach the link also in the company text so that you can be able to go through this website yourself. Yes, according to this website, this is how they've defined that for your business to be a micro business, it needs to have 10 employees or less. So less than 10 employees or a turnover of less than 2 million euros. I don't know, I'm not sure. They have not written here the currency, but I'm assuming this should be Euro because this is about Europe. Yes, or a balance sheet total of 2 million euros or less. Balance sheet, I do believe this could be an asset. They should have an asset of about 2 million or less for your business to be categorized as a micro. But for your business to be categorized as a small business or small enterprise, it needs to have 50 employees or less, or 50 workers or less. and it needs to have a turnover of 10 million euros or less, going down, or having an asset or a balance sheet total of 10 million or less. If your business fits in that category, then you can be categorized as a small enterprise. And your business can be categorized as a medium-sized enterprise if it has 250 employees or less, and a turnover of about 50 million euros or less, or a balance sheet total of 43 million to be, a medium-sized enterprise. And which means that, larger than 250 or larger than 50 million euros as a turnover, or larger than 43 million euros as a balance sheet total, it means your business now can be categorized as a large enterprise. Now, my focus is on the number of people. The numbers I just gave you, they just say clearly that, we have only 0.1 companies which may be categorized as, big enterprises, and you can see that 0.1 of all businesses are large enterprises. That leaves 99% of businesses, having very small number of people that they can hire. And remember, 72% of all business owners represent the business where there is only one operator who is the owner of businesses. You understand what I'm saying? So in short, the numbers that I gave you, they tell us that Finland is a country of small businesses. And one feature of any small business is that there are two main things that any small business may want. Number one is growth. Number two is survival. So if you mention these two things, growth and survival, you won't find recruitment, being part of this unless it supports directly the two goals, growth and survival. When we speak about growth, I would say there are maybe three elements which I can recall quickly at the moment. Yeah, so when we speak about growth for any business, we are talking about a business being able to reach out to more customers. We are talking about a business being able to increase the revenue. We are talking about a business being able to increase the inventory with the available resources. You know what I'm saying? So it is none of the priorities of any business that seeks growth. I'm talking about the small business. It is none of their priority to hire new people. So looking at these numbers, we come to understand that it should be hard to get access to job opportunities because it's not the priority according to the structure. Anybody can bring any other excuse. They can bring in the language factor. They can bring in the whatever factor, the culture factor. But the reality of the business situation is that it should be difficult to get access to job opportunities because this is not what the businesses want. They want growth. Hiring you, it just means that you are an expense. You are an expenditure that the business has to make. But for what goal? For what goal? Have you guaranteed them that after hiring you, they will grow? Have you guaranteed them that after hiring you, they will find more inventory to sell, or they will, increase the revenues? You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not here to discourage you, especially as an international professional. I'm here to perhaps help you change the narrative and maybe the approach that we use as we engage in the Finnish market. So here's what comes to my mind right now. The current situation in Finland, which you may explain as the job situation, which I may explain as the business situation, because it's all the same thing, businesses provide the jobs. So if there are no jobs, perhaps the business situation is not good. So I refer to it as the business situation. So I see this both as the potential threat and a potential opportunity. And I say how you see this, it always depends on which perspective you want to use when you're looking at this. Let's start with the first perspective. If you want to look into this as the job seeker, as the worker who is just looking for a working place, you have to understand that the opportunities will always be limited. If you look again into the numbers that I gave you, we come to realize that majority of businesses in Finland, they are small businesses. Yeah, few of them can hire some people. And those few people is maybe 10 or less than that, with majority of other businesses being just a single person running a business. And not because he doesn't want to employ, because he doesn't have the resources to recruit other people. He doesn't have enough revenues to pay other people if he wants to employ them. So taking that into consideration, there will always be difficulty, in accessing job opportunities. I'm not saying it's going to be impossible. There will always be somebody who may extend an opportunity, but it's always going to be limited. And this is one of the reasons why this thing works so well within closed networks, because only when the businesses are so small, they will be hiring people they know personally and trust, or they are recommended by people they know and they trust. This happens for any person who is having his startup. You just don't want to hire anybody from any place to come and run the business that you are starting. You want somebody you know personally. You understand what I'm saying? So it's gonna always be hard to get access to job opportunities, and also you have to remember that for it to be called a job opportunity, that means resources have to be organized. Someone has to figure out the roles that you will be playing in that company or business. Somebody has to know the money that you will be paid. Where will it come from? Somebody has to figure that out before they can name it a job opportunity. How many companies are in that position yet in Finland? That's the question. Now, on the other side, or on the other perspective, you may choose to approach the Finnish market as somebody offering value, as an expert. And I love this term expert, because this is what most of international professionals, we have been referred to when we're being welcomed to Finland, that we are welcoming international talents. We are welcoming international professionals. We're welcoming international experts. Being an expert, that means you have a certain value that you can offer to a particular market. You understand what I'm saying? And if you're offering a particular value, that means your value may either act as an inventory, that some business may use your value to sell it to other people, or someone can use your business as a platform as they maneuver their business operations, or somebody can use your value as a way to reach out to more customers. But the thing is, if you want to approach businesses with your value has to be seen before they accept you. Your value has to be proved before it is being accepted, which means that you have to strive to make sure that the value, first of all, is developed to the extent where it is acceptable. Maybe for a moment you should get outside of yourself and ask yourself, if I was the one being sold this value that I want to sell them, would I be able to purchase it? Would I pay for this value? And if not, you have to develop it to the extent where you can say, I would be willing to buy what I am selling. If you reach to that extent, I would say that's a stage one. The other stages is now, how do you build visibility around the value that you're offering? How do you build trust around it? Do you engage in conversations with different business and entrepreneurs? Do you engage in a conversation for them to reach to a point where they feel like, okay, now with our stage, maybe we should trust him. Maybe he can help us to grow. Maybe he can help us to reach out to more customers. I would say this is how I would approach the Finnish market. Actually, this is how I have been approaching the Finnish market ever since I started to understand about this thing. Yeah, so let me just stop here for a while, and I would love to hear your opinion as well. What do you think about this? Do these numbers tell you the same thing, or does it tell you a different story?